Hey everybody, Fishalati here with Fishy Review. Today I've got this Whisper EX30 filter. I'd like to do a little unboxing and review on it. I've taken a look at its bigger cousin, the EX70, already, and it's really cool, so I really want to show you this one. Let's see what's in the box. I bought two of these filters to play with, and this is the one that we're going to show here. Take the lid off. Inside we've got part of the intake tube. Here's the strainer. We've got the filter assembly in a bag. Also inside we've got this biological cartridge that has lots of surface area for the good bacteria to grow. I'm really interested in this too. There's tons of little fingers on it, and you can see, if we get up close there, see, we can see that. Okay. Oh, there's that. So this filter is really simple. I'm really liking it so far. There's so little to it, but it's so simple, which is good because simplicity makes things work better normally. So it's got a motor that goes inside the aquarium. That's always great on a filter because you don't have to fill the back of this up with water first to get it to start. Or if your power goes out, sometimes when they're a little bit dirty, they won't start if the motor's inside the back here instead of inside the aquarium. And also when you do a water change on those other kind of filters, the water in here will drop usually, and this won't be able to start until you refill them. But with this kind of filter, you just turn the power back on and it should be ready to go. So all we've got here to this filter, really all there is, there's a tube here that you can remove. It's got like a rubber part on the end to keep it quiet and to make it fit on there nicely. So it just snaps in place like that. Let's show it here. It snaps in place, just pushes right on, that's it, okay? And then this motor, you can take this apart for cleaning. So if you want to take apart this motor, all you got to do, there's some little ridges here where you squeeze and you pull this bottom part off, okay? Then there's a second section, you pull that section off as well. Get a good grip on it, pop it off. Now you get to the impeller. Now this impeller, I didn't have any problem on this one with the little rubber caps flying off the end, so I find that to be a plus. Simple little impeller. And if you had to, you could get in here with a brush and clean this little hole. There's no metal post in the way, so you can put a small brush in here, so much easier. Really clean that out. That'll fill up with gunk and slow your impeller down. Also remember, always clean off the magnet with a little brush or your fingers and brush off these fins. Whenever you're cleaning this filter real good, it'll really help the flow on the output for it. So put this impeller back in, real simple. Take this guy, make sure you put it the right way. It says water level, so it's going to go up. You can kind of see for sure which way it's going to go. Snap it on. Snap this part back on. Nope, I had it right. Snap that part back on. Okay. Now you can put your intake pieces on here. There's an extension that you can use or not use. That's optional. You can take this out if you need it shorter. It's got this intake strainer here, which it looks pretty good. It doesn't have a ton of surface area, so it could be possible that this would clog up. So keep an eye on this. And make sure you brush off any leaves or any stuff on there that's blocking the water. And really that's it. So all we got to do, we take this thing that I took out, and you put it back in. It goes in the front slot. It has the word front on the top here, so you know which way faces out. You put it in there like that. You see, like that. And then also this filter cartridge, we'll talk about that in a minute. It's kind of cool. So this is different from something I've seen on anything else before. This has this blue kind of a, I don't know, an exoskeleton, just a place to hold the filter. And at the top, there's a little rubber O-ring kind of thing that makes it springy so that when you pull it out, let's say if it's in here, this also has front on the one side. So that's would have been facing the front of the filter. Okay, so we would take that out. You take it out like this, and the instructions say, carry this over to the trash can and squeeze the top and the filter falls out. Pretty cool. So I thought that was funny. So when you're replacing the filters, obviously you kind of open it up a little bit, little clamshell thing going on here. Slide the filter in. It's supposed to go one way. Pay attention to this little tab right here. That's extra on the filter pad. You see this little tab here? There's one place where you can see, it's going to be hard to show on camera, but there's a little place where it goes here so you know which way to place it. Put it in there nice and even, close this up, and hold it real good, like you don't want to squeeze it again and have the filter fall out, and then place it in here. Okay, now of course this white thing has carbon in it, and you definitely always want to rinse that carbon out for the first time before you put it in your aquarium so you don't get a bunch of dust It's not the end of the world, but you know, it kind of builds up in there, no reason to have that. So I always rinse them out real quick and get it to run clear in my sink water. So we put that in there and that's it. This is all there is to this filter. There's nothing more. I'll tell you about the lid. Put the lid on. The back should snap in first. And this one is a little harder to put on than on the larger unit. Oop, I knocked loose the tube in here. So that tube, I knocked it loose. Let's push it on. There we go, it's on real good. So I put this lid on, just like that. Just snap the lid down. Normally you wouldn't take the whole thing off, right? Once you snap it on, this can stay. There's a door here. Okay, so we take the door. I just knocked it loose. If you knock the door loose, you got to put it in the back first. There's little tabs here. Put it in the back first and then snap it down into the front part. Okay, and now there's your door. You just open the door, reach in, get access to the filter. If you want to take the biological media thing out, you have to take the whole lid off. It won't come out without doing that. So take this guy out if you want to change these. I'd say be careful of this. You know, this is cool and cute and all, but I want to make sure that filter's in there real good. Slide it in, and then if it's all put together right, it's going to go right in, no problems. Close this door, and then all you'd have to do, snap that door shut, put this on your aquarium, have the intake on it, of course, which just fell off. Put this in your aquarium, plug it in, it's just going to start running. As long as your water level is to this minimum water level mark right here. So you can't have the water down here, it's not going to start, and you don't want to let your aquarium drain down. Some people, I've seen a lot of pictures on Facebook and other places of people's aquariums, and for some reason the water level's like 3 inches below the top. That's not gonna work with this kind of filter, or pretty much no filter is gonna be really happy that way. So make sure you keep your water level up in the tank. Should be good to go. So what we'll do next, I'm gonna rinse out that filter pad in here, and then I'm gonna put this on an aquarium, replace an existing filter. I'd like to just try this one out instead, and we'll take a look at that, okay? Okay, before I put that filter on the aquarium, if you could hit that like button for me, I'd really appreciate it. It would help you find more videos like this and help other people find this video as well. And if you haven't subscribed yet, if you could hit that subscribe button, that would be great too. That would help you find more of our videos in the future and really help us out here as a small channel getting started at this point in time. If you're already subscribed, hey, really, I appreciate it so much. Thank you for that. Now, let's put that filter on the aquarium. Okay, so we're gonna put this on this tank right here. Just take this filter. Let's see, it's kind of tight quarters in here. I can slide it in. Lots of stuff in here, lots of aquariums, lots of cords. So we take this, I'll slide this back. Oops, get this centered. There's a little space for it right there. Airline, get that cord out of the way. The moment of truth. How much noise does this thing make when it's turning on? We'll plug it in. There we go. Cord out of the way. That's it. It's silent. It doesn't make any noise. What the heck? This is really cool. Let's take a look here. There you can see the water coming out. That's what it should look like. What is that? Oh, that's a piece of red root floater. Okay, and there it is. That's all there is to it. So simple. So far, so good. Really like this. Great design. Let's shove this back in place. Put our light back on here. Here's our goldfish. Happy as ever. Now, I know I'm taking out an old filter that had some biological capacity, and this one's not ready yet, but I do have a sponge filter in here, so I feel comfortable with that, and I got the gravel, so we should be good. Have to kind of watch it for a few days on this tank that I don't cause a cycle. Now, if you're interested in the bigger version of this filter, the Whisper EX70, here's the 70. It's the same as the 30, really, except it has 2 sides to it, so twice as much filtering capacity. There's also a difference in the number of gallons per hour that it filters. This one does 340 gallons per hour, whereas the 30 that we just looked at does 160. So there's a difference there as well. I'm gonna put this on a 55-gallon tank. It's rated for up to 70, and the EX30 is rated for up to 30. This is kind of the numbers go along with the names on these filters, which is nice. These look like very simple filters. I would recommend them right now. Of course, I'll do a follow-up video later on after I've been running them a while, and we'll see how they've been doing for me. So this is Fishy Lottie here, signing off. Remember, everybody, keep it fishy and have fun. Thanks.